Okay, so here we go. That's
Matter of fact, I would guess this is pretty much the balance of our show.
Yeah, for sure. This is the satin finish silver eagle dollar coin.
Remember I was talking about this earlier?
Yeah.
You know, we had the set ungraded, uncertified in the packaging.
Duo.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, well, I've singled out the satin finish one in this. Okay. And here's why. I think this is one of the single most significant coins that the United States government has made in the last 25 years. Might even be the last 30 years, and I'll explain why. Okay. First of all, it's satin finish. The United States government's only been doing the satin finish for basically 10 years. 2006 was the debut of the satin finish. They've been making the Silver Eagle since 1986. And what satin finish is they do a special uncirculated version of this on what they call burnished planchets and dies. So they basically make it special. And the way they designate it as being special, not only is it to a numismatist, we can tell by looking at it, but to the layman, right there, it has a W or West Point mint mark to denote that it's a special edition coin. Okay, so the regular mint state, the regular uncirculated coin, the government in 2016, I think, made 35 million of, or whatever it is. This special collector edition West Point minted satin finish or uncirculated coin, they didn't make 30 million of, or 3 million of, or 300. They made last year 100 and sold, made and sold last year 168,000. Okay, making it, of all of these satin finish coins, which have been a huge hit, the government's made them since 2006. This is the rarest of all the satin finish coins as well. So that makes it rarer and desirable. And of course, this is satin finish. It's certified SP70. It's certified perfect. And it's 30th anniversary. It actually says right on the edge of the coin. That's why. And you can see it if you look right there. It says 30th anniversary. See? See right there at the bottom of the coin, it says 30th anniversary. It says right there. And I put it on here. It's a little easier to see because of the television glare lights. 30th anniversary, edge lettered. Okay. The only edge-lettered anniversary edition American Eagles are the 30th anniversaries. Now, if you go to the 10th anniversary coin, which is the very first coin they put a W or West Point mint mark on, that coin in this condition, once again, I sold that here. Last time I sold that here was $30,000. Okay, 30 grand for the coin. Now, that coin's a little rarer than this coin, but not that much. They made 30,000 of that coin. Okay. In this coin, they made 168,000, but still, the difference is $149 and 30,000. Okay? Right. So, you know, a little bit come see, come saw there, right? So, and then you have the 20th anniversary coin, which was a reverse proof coin. Okay, which was a reverse proof coin that they did in a special set. This coin's actually rarer than that coin. In this condition, I sell that coin for, I think I sell it for about $1,100, $1,000, somewhere right around in there. Okay, so we have $1,000. The 25th anniversary coin, okay, which is a bit rarer than this, but not much, we sell for $1,500 in this condition, certified Annex, $1,500. And then I have this coin, certified perfect, SP70, absolutely perfect, 30th anniversary, the only one of any of the anniversary coins, like I said, that have edge lettering is the 30th anniversary. And this coin, not 30,000, not 1,000, not 1,500, but 150 bucks. As you can see, we've sold several thousands of these. Customer pick 4.8 stars, guys, it looks like. I'm trying to judge how far the how much that star is available there. So it's either 4.7 or 4.8. Okay. So what you have here, and understand 4.7 or 4.8, you know, anytime we talk about a customer pick, I mean, everybody's read reviews. How many times have you read a review where somebody says it is, I don't care what it is, let's pick a hotel instead of a coin. And just say, it's the greatest place we've ever stayed. We had the best vacation we ever had, but I'll give it 4 stars. Yeah. Out of 5.
They won't go all the
There's people that just can't give that 5th star. So when you get the 4.8, I'm going to call that pretty close to perfect. Absolutely. Okay, because there's some people that, like I said, just not going to give you the 5th star, no matter what, unless it's fundamentally changed their life. And so we had a fair number of 5 stars. So that's what you're looking at. In terms of rarity, collectability, and desirability, this coin matches all of that. So when you look at collectability, why collect the coin? People always ask, why should I collect the coin? There's a lot of boxes that you want to try to kind of tick off. You know what I'm saying? This one, this one, this one. So, intrinsic value. Ounce of pure silver. Okay. So we got some intrinsic value there. Okay. We've got popularity. the American Silver Eagle, the most popular coin, silver coin collected in the world today, okay? You've got desirability, once again, same thing. Now you're looking at, let's talk about rarity, okay? Well, in terms of satin finish American Silver Eagles, it's the rarest, okay? Then you want to have, of course, affordability. Well, of all of the anniversary American Silver Eagles, it's the lowest price.
That's right.
Okay? So it's the most affordable, it's the most approachable. And because it is, we have our original quantities available. That's what it is. Because understand, that $30,000 coin when I originally sold it, it was like 199 bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. That 20th anniversary coin, when I originally sold that, it was like $129. Okay. Silver was a little bit less back then.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the 25th anniversary coin, I think were $169, $149, $159 when I originally sold it. Yeah. They are today $30,000, $1,000, and $1,500, let's call it. Okay. But when I originally sold them, they were all right about this price.
Was there any inkling that the prices would get up to what they have?
Not that high. I always anticipate, particularly in a coin of this magnitude. So in terms of numismatic collectability and desirability, another box that we tick off, we've got 30th anniversary. There's only 4 American Eagle anniversaries, 10th anniversary, 20th, 25th, and 30th. Okay, and this is the 30th. This is the most recent iteration of the American 30th anniversary. Now, of those coins, only the 30th anniversary is edge lettered. As a matter of fact, only the 30th anniversary Eagles are edge lettered for any American Silver Eagle for any reason, okay? So you've got that part of it as well. Then you have the rarity factor. Of the 5 anniversary American Silver Eagles, this one is the 4th rarest. Wow. I'm sorry, 3rd rarest. 3rd rarest. Okay. Okay? But it is the least expensive by far, okay?
Yeah.
So it is the most affordable and approachable, and it still has that desirability. And the reason that is, and I bring this up again and again, is it fell through the cracks. The United States government didn't release it until the very end of the year. Had they released it in the middle of the year or the beginning of the year, it would have probably sold 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. It would be one of the most common of the SP Eagles. And here's the key. Even if it were, it would still be collectible, desirable, and one of the great coins of the last quarter of a century. Because it's 30th anniversary, it's edge lettered, it's SP, it's a big deal. Yeah. But it wasn't. It was released at the very end of the year, and when it's released at the very end of the year like that, it creates, and that's why we jumped in. So the government, like I said, made and sold last year 168,000 of these coins. We bought somewhere between 20 and 30,000 of those coins. So somewhere between 10 and 15 or 18% of the entire mintage, okay? And I can tell you, we had them certified. Not all of them certify 70. As a matter of fact, a pretty small number of them certify 70. A frustratingly small percentage of them grade 70. So for me to be able to offer 1,000 of these coins, I had to buy thousands of coins to be able to do that.
That's very true.
Okay? I had to buy thousands of coins to be able to do that. And here's what's going to happen. I can tell you, I will sell this coin for years and years to come. I will never sell it for less than $149.
That's very true.
I can 100% guarantee you that I will be selling this for more than $149. And quite likely, the very next quantity that I have available on this will be more than $149. Like the 25th anniversary coin, okay? I did $149 on that coin, okay? And then $179, $199, $299, $399, $599, $799, $999, and that was the progression on that coin. I don't anticipate the progression on this coin being quite that fast, but it will be $149, $169, $199, you know, $249. This is a coin that will stand the test of time. Get yours now while it's still affordable and available is going to be the absolute key and crucial part of this.
Because we know that the original price will always be the best. And the fact that
that's the original price, $149.95. That's the original price.
And you've got that. And I am glad to see a lot of you are calling in to pick